and welcome. My name is Dr. Calliope, and I'm going to be performing your cranial nerve examination today. How are you doing today? I see. Well, I hope by the time you leave this examination, you feel even just the littlest bit better. Now, I'd like to grab just a couple of pieces of information from you, just to confirm who you are, and then we can begin with the exam. First, would you mind just confirming your name and date of birth? Excellent. And is that your preferred name? How do you like to be addressed? Wonderful. Now, for this cranial nerve exam, we are going to take a top-down approach. What this means is that sometimes we go in order of the cranial nerves, starting with the first, the olfactory nerve that governs the sense of smell, and end with the hypoglossal nerve, number 12, and that governs your tongue movement. But we are going to work from the highest point, which is going to be the eyes, and work to the nose, ears, mouth and throat, shoulders, and work downwards. Now, for this examination, I am going to need to be touching you. Is that okay with you? Do I have your consent to do that? Wonderful. So I'd like to start with the eyes. We have the optic, the oculomotor, the trochlear, and the abducens nerves. These govern visual acuity as well as eye movement. Now to start, I would like to bring your attention to this Snellen chart right back here. So I am going to be pointing to a letter, and I just want you to tell me what letter I'm pointing to. So if you want to just start right here, the easiest one. Good. E. Right here. F. P. T. O. Z. Good. And what about this line right here? I'm going to do this backwards. D. E. P. L. Very good. And the fifth line right here. P. E. C. F. D. Good. And line number 6. E. D. F. C. Z. P. And line number 7 here. How about this one backwards? D. Z. P. O. L. E. F. Line number 8. Can we do this one? D. E. F. P. O. T. E, C. Good. How about right here? L, E, F, O, D, F, C, T. Excellent. And last one, I'm going to do this one backwards. O, E, C, T, L, D, F. Very good. If you'll give me just a moment to take some notes. Now I'm going to test your periphery a little bit. So I am going to have my fingers here, and I want you to tell me when you see them wiggle. But I'm going to have you look at my nose here. So we're going to start quite a bit far back. You could just keep your eyes focused on my nose and tell me when you see my finger wiggle. Good. Good. Yep. Yep, right out the gate. Good. Perfect. Good. Yep. Good. Yep. Good. Good. Yep. Good. Good. Very good. And how was that? Do you notice any issues with any of that? No. Very good. Excellent. Now I'm going to be bringing in a light. And this light is going to be a bit on the strong side. I do apologize. So if you could just hold still and look at my nose here. I'm going to be bringing this in a little bit. Good. Just looking at our pupillary response. Good. Pupils should be equal, round, and reactive to the light. I'm going to come a little closer. Just take a little look. Good. There. Eyes have been quite responsive, which is what we want to see. Let me get in just a bit closer still. Good. Yep. Yep. Good. Okay. So while I'm here with the light, I'm actually just going to take a little peek at the eyes. As we have been talking, as you've been making facial expressions and answering questions and whatnot, I haven't noticed any signs of drooping or ptosis of the eyes. You haven't really had anything with the face in general. You're quite symmetrical. Good. And just one by one, I'm going to pull the eyelid down. I want you to look up. Okay, I'm just going to pull down. Look up for me. Good. And I'm going to pull up, and I'll need you to look down. Pull up and look down. Down. Good. And the other side, I'm just going to pull down. Have you look up. So our conjunctiva is looking pink and moist, which is what we want to see. I'm going to pull up. I want you to look down. Very good. There. All right. I'll give you a moment to blink if you need to. Might have been a bit uncomfortable to have such a bright light real up close to the eyes. Okay. Are you ready to proceed? Very good. So, I am going to have you just follow this light right here. We're going to check your eyes individually. So, let's just go up and down, side, side. Okay, and then let's just follow this around. We want to get all our cardinal directions of gaze. Good. Just follow it as best as you can. Okay. Good. And let's go diagonally up, diagonally down, diagonally up, diagonally down. Okay, and I'm going to come a little closer, right? So now if you could just keep following the light here. Just going to be going around a bit at random. There. Good. If I could have you just look at this light and then look at my finger. Look at the light, look at my finger. Look at the light, look at my finger. Good. Now I'm going to bring a cover into the mix. And it's nothing special. It's just a little white paper that I'm going to be covering your eye with here. And if I could just have you keep following the light. Now I'm a little bit shaky. Just do your best to focus on following the light. Good, and I'll come in and out, in and out, in and out. Good, and let's do the other side. So we're going to focus on this other eye now. So if I can have you just look at the light here, and we're going to do a little bit of up, down, side, to the side. Good. And let's bring just a little bit of random movement in. Good. Just keep following the light. We can test the eye movements, mostly governed by the oculomotor, the trochlear, and the abducens cranial nerves. Good. There we go. Okay, and what if we go diagonally up, diagonally down, diagonally down, diagonally up. Good. Let me come in a little closer here. Okay, we'll just do a little bit of random movement. Just keep following the light as best as you can. No, it's quite close. There we go. Good. And let's bring that cover in now. I'm just going to cover this eye, and we'll go to the side, up and down. Just do the best that you can. There we go. Okay, and let's go diagonally up, diagonally down, diagonally down. Okay, let's come in real close and back. In, out, in, out. Okay. That looks quite good. Now let's put away the flashlight for just a little bit here. And this time I am going to have you look at the flowers back here, if you don't mind. Okay, and then look at my finger. Look at the flowers. Look at my finger. Look at the flowers. Look at my finger. Good. And if you could look at our Snellen chart back there. And look at my finger. Look at the Snellen chart. Look at my finger. Look at the Snellen chart. And look at my finger. Wonderful. I am quite pleased with all of that. Very good. Now I'd like to move on to your ears, and we'll be testing the vestibulocochlear nerve. This is going to govern your hearing primarily. So I am going to be whispering in your ears a bit, and I just want you to let me know what word it is that you hear. Right? Good. Turquoise, burgundy, yellow, okay? Alabaster, navy, vermilion, chartreuse, brown. Good. And did those sound overly soft at all? Was there any issue with hearing those? Okay, so I'm going to try a little different variation. And this time I'm just going to cup the words that I say. Tapestry, carpet, bookcase, chair, mirror. Good, okay. Shelf, window, floor, stairs, kitchen. Good, and how was all that? Okay, now this time I am going to hold my hand over one ear or the other, and then I'm going to be saying some words. This time I'm going to be using numbers though. So if you just want to hold up what number I am saying, then you don't have to speak, or you can speak the number if you want. Okay, so I'm just going to cover this ear. Winter, snow, leaves, autumnal, thaw. Okay, and how was that? Good, and the other side. Spring, vernal, summer, rainstorm, sunny. And how was all that? So nothing has been overly soft, it's been all normal? Very good. Now I'd like to test the distance that you can hear a little bit. So I'm going to be rubbing my fingers together, a little finger rustling, and I am going to pull them away, and I want you to tell me when you no longer hear the sound. So we have right in front of the ears, and then tell me when you no longer hear the sound. Good. What about this side? Good. Mm-hmm. Good. Good. Excellent. Now I'm going to bring my fingers from far away and bring them in closer. You let me know when you hear the sound, right? Okay. Good. Good. Mm-hmm. Yep. Excellent. All right, so hearing seems to be in pretty good shape. Now we're going to be moving on to the olfactory nerve. And this is going to be with your nose. And this is for your sense of smell. So I have a few scents on some cotton buds. I'm going to wave this under your nose. I just want you to tell me what you think that smell is, right? Okay, so what is this smell right here? Good, that's cinnamon. And this one right here. Lemon, excellent. And now if I could have you just hold one side here. Yeah, I can do that. Okay. And now this smell right here. What does this smell like? Mint, excellent. And the other side. Just hold this nostril closed. And then what does this smell like? Kind of like a pizza? Yeah, it's oregano. So that makes sense, yeah. Okay, and one more time with both nostrils. What does this smell like? Right here. What is this smell? Alcohol, good. Some good old isopropyl alcohol. Now we're going to be moving to the mouth, throat, and tongue. So we have our glossopharyngeal, our vagus, and our hypoglossal nerves. Let me just note down about your smell test results. And we will start with looking at the tongue. So if I could have you just stick out your tongue for me, please. Good. And can you move it to one side? The other. Good, and down. Excellent. And would you mind opening your mouth and putting the tip of your tongue to the roof of your mouth? Good. I'm just going to put this right on the teeth here. Okay. That looks good. Now, if you wouldn't mind sticking out your tongue, I'd like to have a look at your throat and at the uvula. So, if you could just stick out your tongue. Good, and I'm just going to press that down. And if you wouldn't mind just saying, ah. Good. And this might be a bit difficult. Would you mind trying to take a dry swallow? Doesn't have to be anything sophisticated. Okay, that's kind of difficult. No matter. There we go. Now, would you mind trying that now? Just have to do it the one time. Okay, good. And was there any problem with that? Did it feel like it got stuck at all? Was there any issue with the swallowing? No, so probably no dysphagia. Good. Your vagus nerve controls quite a few different things. It's actually named the vagus nerve because it is the wandering nerve. That's what vagus means, wanderer. We see that with the word vagrant, for example. So the vagus nerve can do things like your heart rate, your sweating a little bit, your pupillary response, kind of these little autonomic functions in the body. Now, lastly, for this group of nerves, I'm going to have you repeat a few phrases for me, and I'm just looking for any hoarseness or change of voice. As we've been speaking, I haven't noticed anything, but I do just want to hone in on that. So if you could say, the quick brown fox jumps over the lazy dog. Quite an old one, but a good one. The quick brown fox jumps over the lazy dog. Don't have to have the same cadence, but just those words. Quick brown fox jumps over the lazy dog. Good. And how about Irish wristwatch? Irish wristwatch. Irish wristwatch. A bit of a tongue twister, yep. Good. Irish wristwatch. And now, Sally sells seashells by the seashore. Lots of S sounds in there. Sally sells seashells by the seashore. Sally sells seashells by the seashore. We're not going for trying to say it as fast as you can, so if you need to, just parse it out a bit. That's just fine. More just focusing on the speech. Good. Sally sells seashells by the seashore. I always want to say it down by the seashore, but that's not quite how it goes. Good. I think that is quite enough. I think I've got exactly what I needed. Good. Now we're going to look at the whole of the face. And we're going to look at the trigeminal and the facial nerve. Now, the trigeminal nerve is named as such because it has 3 branches. That's our tri-prefix. So we have the ophthalmic, the maxillary, and the mandibular branches of the trigeminal nerve. And this one has motor and sensory functions. We're mostly going to look at the sensory functions. Your facial nerve is for your facial movement. So we'll do a few different fun little things with that. So firstly, I just want to check that there is no numbness in the face in any of the branches. So I'm going to be touching around the face, and I just want you to let me know that you feel it, right? Okay, so can you feel this? Good. And what about this? And right here, 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 here. And do these two feel the same? Do you feel the same amount of pressure here? It all feels the same. And what about right here? Do these two places feel the same? And what about right in here? Does that feel the same? Good. Now, oftentimes we do a soft or sharp test, but we're going to do something a little different. We're going to be using 2-point discrimination. So I'm either going to touch you with 1 cotton bud or with 2 cotton buds. It can be a touch difficult, and there's no right or wrong answers here. So just do your best and let me know whether you feel 1 or 2 touches of the cotton buds. 1, 2, 2, 2, 1, 1, 2, 1, 2, 2, 2, 1, 1, 2, 1, 2. Excellent. So 2-point discrimination is quite good. Now I'm going to have you follow a few instructions. I'm going to have you make some expressions for me. So if you could raise your eyebrows. Good. I'm just going to feel around here. Make sure there's no weakness there. Good. And can you close your eyes real tight? Okay. I'm going to try to open them. I want you to resist me. Okay, good. And can you scrunch up your nose? Good, just keep doing that. Scrunch up the nose. Good, and can you puff out your cheeks? Good. I'm going to try to press them in. I want you to keep them inflated. Good. And can you smile real big? Good. Okay, and can you smile with your teeth? Good, it's a bit of a bigger smile. And can you frown? Or exaggerate it a bit? Yeah, that one's a little harder. It doesn't use nearly as many muscles. That's why people who frown all the time are likely to have less wrinkles. Resting bitch face for the win. Good. Okay, so there certainly wasn't any asymmetry in the features. I don't think we have any sort of issue with the facial nerve, no paralysis, palsy, things of that nature. So lastly, we have our accessory nerve, number 11. Our accessory nerve is tested by just doing some shrugging. So if you could lift up your shoulders as high as they go. Good. I'm going to try to press them down. I want you to resist me. So just keep the shoulders up. Good. Now if you want to relax those, I'm going to press down. I want you to press up against me and try to lift your shoulders. So I'm going to press down. You lift up against me. Good. So we have some good strength there. Now that is going to conclude our cranial nerve examination. You have any questions for me at all? Okay, very good. It's pretty straightforward. Sometimes the tests seem a bit odd that that's what we need to do to test the nerves, but overall it's quite simple. Excellent. So if you don't have any questions, I'm going to sign off. Okay? And with that, we are all finished. I'd like to thank you so much for coming into my office and receiving this cranial nerve examination from me. I hope you have a whale of a day and a good rest of your night. Thank you. Goodbye now.
Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. If you enjoyed this video, it would greatly help me out if you clicked the like button and left a comment so YouTube's algorithm registers that it was a good video. If you want to see more of my work, consider subscribing to the channel. I create primarily medical, pseudoscience / alternative medicine, and personal attention ASMR roleplays. But I've done a little bit of everything from historical to sci-fi to fantasy. If you'd like to support the channel, I offer ad-free videos, early access on videos, and exclusive content on Patreon. Or I also have a